Today, I want to get some new drugstore makeup tried and trues on your radar. These are not first impressions. These are all products that I've been testing and using and have already made their way into my regular rotation. So I'll be sharing my thoughts in somewhat of a speed review fashion of these 5 drugstore products that I cannot get enough of. Let's dive in, but first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. Okay, I want to get this first product out of the way because I know your reaction is going to be like, Miranda, where have you been? I know it took me a while, but I finally tried the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. To be quite honest, I just didn't feel like my skin was in a place to be using tinted products for a little bit, but now I feel like my hyperpigmentation is under control. I'm definitely experiencing less acne recently, so I went ahead and took a chance and oh my God, y'all weren't lying about this. I got this for under $6 at Target, and I just want to commend Wet n Wild for staying so low priced, even when everything else seems to be like doubling in cost. So super budget friendly. This has hyaluronic acid and squalane in it. Squalane is the vegan version of squalene. Now, 2 things surprised me about this product that instantly made it a favorite in my book. 1, it leans on the matte side. It's not like totally matte, it's not drying, it doesn't look flat, but it's definitely like a soft matte natural finish. And that's really uncommon to find in a tinted hydrator or moisturizer product. A lot of times they leave you very dewy. And here's the thing, I'm way more likely to wear a product like this in summer when I'm hot and sweaty and I want something more lightweight, but I also want a little bit of coverage. And if I'm starting out shiny and then I go outside and start sweating, it's not a good look. Now, the second thing that surprised me about this product was the coverage. They describe it as sheer to medium. I completely agree. Blending a little dollop all over the face will give you a nice little veil, but I feel like I built it up to look like a medium coverage foundation today, and it still feels and looks lightweight. It literally just looks like my skin. So I really like that versatility because that means I can pack this traveling, for example, and I have something for when I really just want the thinnest layer of product, or if maybe I want to build up to full glam like I did today, but I don't want my skin to look bare while the rest of my face is like really done up. So again, very late to the bandwagon, but if you haven't tried this, this is your sign. The second drugstore product I've been using nonstop is the new Milani Gilded Mini Palettes line. They released this collection of 5 mini palettes. They have 6 pans each, and these are easily Milani's best eye release in like 3-4 years. I feel like in recent times, Milani has definitely been tweaking their eyeshadow formula, and it's been hit or miss. But this really reminds me of the formula that made me fall in love with Milani. It is actually a pressed pigment formula, so automatically you're getting more punch in the color, a little bit more of a creamy texture, very rich. Now, I do have swatches of each of these palettes on my blog. I will link that below. Today, though, I am using the palette in Champagne Problems. I'm also incredibly grateful how balanced these palettes are between mattes and shimmers. You are at least getting 3 mattes in each palette. In the case of today's palette, there are 4, and there is one palette that is completely matte. To me, that is key to making a palette more versatile. Now, a couple things, there is some fallout, but it's minimal. That is pretty common for pressed pigments because in general, they're a little bit looser than an eyeshadow formula, but pretty easy to brush away. I don't feel like this is a product I need to put on before the rest of my face. The other thing is that the shimmers / metallic shades definitely apply better with your finger or a wet brush. These are $9.99 each, so worth it. Now, I know y'all have been asking me to do a new version of my best drugstore mascaras video that I did, I think, 2 years ago now, although all of those mascaras are still elite and at the top of my list. But I definitely have some new discoveries that I absolutely love, including the new Flower Dream Warrior Mascara. Now, if you watched that video from 2 years ago, then it may sound familiar because the Flower Beauty Warrior Princess Mascara made my list in 2021 as one of the best drugstore mascaras. This one is definitely one of the best in 2023. This has a very like fluffy, kind of creamy formula, but it does not weigh your lashes down. In fact, I feel like it adds lift to my lashes. And I've said it before, but I have very straight lashes. Like they're dense, they're dark, but lift is the department I really need, lift and length, and this delivers. So one of the main differences between this and the Warrior Princess Mascara is definitely the wand. That one was I don't know if it was supposed to be, but it was very much a dupe of Too Faced Better Than Sex. So it had like the hourglass, really fat wand. This one is more skinny and slightly pointed, and I much prefer this wand. It's so much easier to work with. It doesn't hit your lid as often, and the skinnier shape and point helps you grab each lash and really, really get into the corner so you can get this super fanned out doll-like lash look. It builds up beautifully without adding clumps, without adding weight, but I will say if you do like overbuild it, you are prone to getting some flakes. Other than that, it does not smudge or smear throughout the day. It doesn't migrate down my lower lash line. I feel like this is a great everyday glam mascara, and as someone who really likes to play up my eyes even when the rest of my face is pretty natural, it's right up my alley. If you follow me on Instagram, then you may have already seen me rave about this lipstick. This lipstick has single-handedly made me a matte lip fan again. These are the new Revlon ColorStay Suede Ink lipsticks. They are bullet style lipsticks, and even if you're a matte lip hater, you're probably gonna like these. So these are about $10 to $12 each, depending on where you get them. They're about $10 at Target, and so worth it, especially if you really need your lip to last all day. So they claim 8-hour wear. I've gotten about 10 hours before I started to see like fading in the corners. These hang on to your lips so dang well. They apparently have primer built into the formula, but it's also infused with vitamin E, so it's a very comfortable formula. Not drying at all. In fact, I forget that I'm wearing lipstick when I have these on. These apply very creamy, they glide on the lips, you're getting one stroke color, incredibly intense pigment, but they dry down very quickly to a completely transfer-proof finish. Don't believe me? Also, straw proof. I have a little protector on my straw for, you know, cat hair and such. Nada. Now, in the past, historically, matte bullet lipsticks have still never been like as bulletproof as a matte liquid lipstick, but I would say these definitely are. In terms of eating, the only place that I needed to touch up was the very innermost portion of my lips, like kind of at that border of where the dry part of your lip becomes the wet part of your lip. But the edges stayed sharp all day. I did not get any transfer onto my chin when eating. Again, the longest I've worn these are 10 hours, but just last night I wore this shade, I think, which is called No Rules. Went out to a Mexican restaurant, had a drink, had chips and guac, had churros, and I actually didn't need to touch up at all. It was only when I was eating a more like greasy food, I was eating like a chicken pita, that I needed to do that inner lip touch up. So I'm really impressed by these, and I feel like it takes a lot to impress me these days. Now, if you are just not on board for the matte lip, whatever, I don't blame you, but this last product will definitely be for you. These are the new Flower Plump Up Gloss Sticks. These are $11.99, and they're somewhat of a gloss balm hybrid. I consider them a lip gloss in a stick, basically, because you get the shiny finish of a gloss and you get that wet look, but it's in a crayon format, and it's just so much easier to swipe on, especially if you're on the go. Throw in your purse, you don't have to worry about leaks. They are super moisturizing. They have hyaluronic acid, castor oil, and vitamin E in the formula. And they have a very slight vanilla scent. I think it's pleasant, definitely not too strong. So today I put on the shade Toasty for you, but there is also a shade Icy, which is just clear. This I think would be the perfect choice if you like topping your lipstick with a gloss, or you like topping lip liner with a gloss, but you don't like putting the wand on color and then dipping it into a tube of gloss, because then inevitably your tube of gloss will not be clear anymore. But with a product like this, you can kind of just like wipe it off and then it's clear again. But I do like the tinted one. I think it gives a really beautiful wash of color. So that's the new drugstore makeup I've been using nonstop and loving lately. I guess if I did favorites videos, this would be one. But I want to know your thoughts. Have you tried any of these? Tell me in the comments below. Today's shout out goes to Paola. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad. And join me over in this video next. It's a clean with me. I show you my current makeup organization, and I also show you my current brush washing routine. It's very satisfying. I'll see you over there. Bye.